Okay, so this is going to be the lecture on events in the DOM. So far, we've been handling user input by having buttons that our users can click, or having alert windows, or not alert, having prompt windows that will ask the user for user input, having maybe an input box where a user can add a note or a name to it. Um, but are there other ways to get user input so that our websites can be a little bit more dynamic? The answer is yes. And we are able to use those other ways of interactions through events. Here's the thing, when the user is visiting our page, it's creating a wide range of events that we don't notice and we don't do anything about it. But for instance, like when the user hovers over here, you could even see that my cursor is changing from a regular cursor to be able to select. So in here, under the hood, there is an event happening, which is the user is hovering over this h1 tag. And here it's hovering over the p tag. Here it hover over the button. Um, and here the user clicked the button. So in this case, we have been handling that click on the button by having the onClick attribute in the button set to be a function, in this case alert user, that is this function, so that whenever the user clicks this button, we have this. The page says beware with the window that alert. So the question is, can we have other ways of interaction? Can we uh, listen for other events that are happening on the web page and do something about them? It could be something like when the user hover on H1, we could change the color to be red. Or when the user hovers over this paragraph tag, we could make the text be larger. So those are some examples. Let's also look at some examples in the real world. Let's go to github.com/404. I really like this one because it's very interactive. So this is the 404 page on GitHub, which is when you don't find something in GitHub, you will see this page. And here they have, they are using an event so that when the user hovers over any of this area, the images inside of it will move around, sort of giving you that 3D feel. So here is this website has is listening for an event of where the mouse is and is responding to that event by moving stuff around. Um, what's another case? As you might have seen on websites that have, for instance, infinite scrolling, like WhatsApp, not WhatsApp, Facebook, or any other um, news outlets, they have oftentimes a that when you get to the bottom, the the website is listening for an event that says when the user gets to the bottom, then add a new entire article or add 10 more posts in case of Facebook. So I really like this other example, which is the RC engineering blog. Has this really nice effect, similar to what I was describing on Facebook once you reach the end of the page. So here we can see that the background is sort of a light blue, sort of a sky color. And then as you scroll down, that background starts to fade and it becomes completely white. So that's another, in here, this website is responding to the event of me scrolling or the user scrolling, and is modifying the background, making it lighter as we scroll down. Another example that one of your classmates showed us yesterday was the Gothamist has this nice feature as well, where we just pick one article at random, and then as we start to scroll down, we get this bar, this yellow bar here, that is listening for events as to where I'm scrolling, and is updating that so as to let me know how much I have to read, right? How long is the article, right? And sort of um, informs me of the progress that I'm making on my page. So, and then some of them, or I'm sure you have all seen also some websites that when you get to the bottom, and pop-up appears and is asking you to subscribe, for instance, to the newsletter, etc. So that is some examples as to what events um, look like, or rather than what events look like, the kind of stuff we can do by listening on different events that the user is generating by just being on a page. For instance, here I just noticed as we hover over this, we can make the text of this header be orange in here, and maybe with that underline. So here is this website is listening for an event, which is the user hovers over an H1, or I don't know what this element is. It could be a paragraph. When he hovers over it, we're going to make that orange and underline, etc. Cool. So that's what the events are and how they will be useful for us. On the next chunk, we're gonna get to see some of those events and how we can use them in JavaScript.